As I said, if you are able to type your name in the chat and the school that your student attends, you can add their name as well. If I'm not mistaken, there was even a student leader on the call, which I appreciate. Okay. So we'll have quite a few stakeholders joining us this evening. We'll give them a few minutes to get on. And my name is Elizabeth Pineda. I'm a teacher at Soar High School in Lancaster. I'm helping to host this meeting. Our point of contact for the African American Parents Advisory Council is Ms. Como at Soar High School in Palmdale, as well as Mr. Baron Gardner at AV High School. I will forward all questions and concerns and share the conversation with them as they are able to join. Oh, Mr. Gardner's here. Good evening, Mr. Gardner.
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening, hey, and thank you for taking initiative and picking up and moving forward with the district meeting. I really appreciate it.
No worries
A
at
couple
all.
things going on, so thank you very much.
This is the time that we quite a bit with our parents and families. Okay, so we'll get started in
Good evening.
another minute.
And now, Maggie, please.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's all right, yes, ma'am.
So we can start with introductions in just a minute. I'm certain that we'll have more than a few district personnel and staff members and teachers that are here to support you, parents, in this important work. We cannot thank you enough for taking the time. We know these are crucial hours with the family. So at any point, if you need to leave the call, we'll make sure to have this information available to you on the district website, the district BSU website. We also have with us, I believe, our Director of Equity, Dr. Catherine Taylor, has joined the call. She is supporting us wholeheartedly with this initiative in reaching out to parents and families. Dr. Taylor, if you would like to make introductions as well.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited about being with you all today. Excited to have parents and families and guardians on. And also excited that my colleagues are leading the work. Just hoping that we can just move forward and continue to learn together. So I'm excited about tonight's meeting and the information going forward. Just know that this name and these folks are here to support and partner with you and to engage so that our students are as successful. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. Would any other of our advisors and or stakeholders that are with the school district as staff, if you would like to make introductions at this time?
My name is Baron Gardner. I teach social studies at Antelope Valley High School. American history, African American history, and ethnic studies. I'm the author of the African American history course in our district, and I'm also a chairperson for the Alliance for Black Student Equity, and a BSU co-sponsor with Mr. Patterson.
Good evening, everybody. This is Judy Harrison Gordon. I'm not able to be on camera right now, but I am a teacher at Eastside High School and the BSU advisor at Eastside High School. I teach the ethnic cultures English class. And like Mr. Gardner, I have worked very hard in this district to try to get this course approved for our students for the past 10 years. And so we're happy that this is a course that I can teach now. But I'm happy to join the call this evening.
I'll chime in real quick if you can hear me. I'm Dr. John Crocker. I'm the vocal music teacher at at Highland High School. I started AV High School about 22 years ago, and I teach choir, music appreciation. I'm the co-chair of the VAPA department, as well as the co-chair of co-advisor for BSU, and this is year 22 with the AVUHSD, and I am the only African American male teaching music in our district.
Yes, and all of our stakeholders, if I'm not mistaken, are also parents and family members of students within the district. So this work is very important to us. I have two students in our high school district. I know that Dr. Crocker and Mr. Gardner do as well. Mrs. Harrison Gordon has family in the district, and we know that it is a hard work to be a part of this process. So we are going to, as candidly as possible, speak on both ends of the spectrum, as we know that there are many supports needed for our students. So let's press on. Our mission statement in the African American Parent Advisory Council is as follows. Mr. Gardner, if you would not mind sharing that. I'm just going to make sure I don't have too much background noise on this side.
Yeah, no problem. Before I do, I think that was Mrs. Scoffrey that hopped in. If Mrs. Scoffrey, if you can introduce yourself real quick, please, we can take it from there.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Escoffrey, AV High School. I'm a math teacher here at AV. I don't know if I was supposed to do any more introduction than that, but hello.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Scoffrey. The District African American Parent Advisory Council is an opportunity for families to partner to help all students achieve the state's high academic standards, specifically through the support of targeted populations. The district AAPAC team seeks to develop meaningful interactions within the school and district systems. Together, we can empower all families to assist in monitoring and improving the achievement of their children.
Thank you so much. So that's the aim of our work this evening, is to that end. And it is something that we will continue to come back to, because it is a process and it is not always easy to have some of the conversations that pertain to our children. So we wanted to set some meeting norms before we begin. These are borrowed from the AVID program, which is Advancement via Individual Determination, an elective class that is available on just about every campus, if I'm not mistaken, in our district, to prepare students for college and career readiness. And so the norms are as follows: that we are AEIOUing, that we are asking questions, especially if we're not certain. Teachers tend to throw around a lot of jargons and acronyms, and this is APAC, and this is BSU, and this is the LCAP, et cetera, et cetera. But please, if anything is unclear, we are here to serve you and your questions. So please do ask. Engage fully as much as possible. There will be time in this session for some breakout room discussion. So if you are able to either add to the conversation by unmuting or typing a comment in the chat, it helps to know that we have this support system with each other, and you will have an opportunity to ask questions of other parents and family members. Integrate new information. If you pick up on anything that is pertinent to your students' experience, please feel free to follow up with your school site, as they are there to support you as well. Open your minds to diverse views. We are not all cookie cut in this walk of raising children. And so the way we approach certain challenges that they might face, they may be unfamiliar to others. So if someone shares a part of the conversation that you're not familiar with, we just encourage that you are open-minded in that process. And as much as possible, utilize what you learn. Time is very valuable. And so we want to make sure that everything tonight is in service to you. And so today, the plan is to discuss equity, advocacy, and access with just some basic definitions for each of those as they impact your student on a daily basis. We are also here to familiarize you, if you are not already familiar with the district LCAP goals. That is the Local Control Accountability Plan, which is a longer way of saying the funds that are available to serve your students and their academic success. Those goals should be known by you, familiar to you, because it has to do with your students' achievement. We have some save the date reminders as the APAC program and the district BSU program has been hitting the ground running since August, and so there's still more things to look forward to this school semester. So we want to make sure you're aware of those dates, and then also just being able to share out with each other. Are there any questions on the agenda before we continue? Okay, Mr. Gardner, I'm going to ask if you don't mind. These are the LCAP goals for our school district. So these are the goals that pertain to every single school that our district serves. If you are willing and able to share those, Mr. Gardner, and then any questions, we can pose those in the chat. You're muted. I'm so sorry, Mr. Gardner.
Thank you so much. I'll be doing that all the time. So ensure that all students are academically proficient and college and career ready. Provide a 21st century learning environment and rigorous curriculum that allows students to have multiple experiences and opportunities for academic, collegiate, professional, and personal growth. Cultivate a safe and secure, positive school culture that supports all students' personal and academic growth. Communicate effectively with all educational partners, and continue to build relationships in the community that will help provide our students with innovative educational opportunities.
Sounds like a tall order. Yeah. The good news is this is something that governs all major decisions at the schools and something that the schools are using to refer back to as parents and families add to the conversation. So we get to chime in. Are these programs and services available for students? Are they aimed to every single one of these goals? What's working, what's not working? That's going to be a part of the conversation as well. And I see that we have Mr. Patterson on the call now. Mr. Patterson, or if you were on before, I apologize. I missed getting the introduction. If you would like to share an introduction.
Absolutely. Thank you, Elizabeth. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff Patterson. I am a teacher, counselor at Antelope Valley High School, and also the lead advisor for our BSU Leadership Council, where we've established a BSU site, our club at each one of our comprehensive high school sites, several of our alternative sites, and some of our middle school sites as well. It's definitely a pleasure to be here. And one thing I would like to add to any parents who may be thinking about joining the school site council, right, that is definitely something that we want to uplift and uphold because, as Elizabeth stated, with the LCAP goals that are in place, there is a voice. But if you're at the table, and they do have several parent spots at each school site council, uh, that voice is much more heard when you're at the table discussing these goals and plans for our students. So that would be definitely something I would encourage each one of you to look at your school site council election process to see how and when these things are happening because there are several parent spots on those committees. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Patterson. And so the next part of this is trying to figure out what exactly these values have to do with our students' experiences in the classroom, right? Our focus of the evening is equity, advocacy, and access. Equity is not equality. Equity is whether or not our students are getting what they need for their learning style, for their best achievement. And so some questions to consider as we think about the difference between equality and equity are as follows. How are each of my child's teachers measuring their students' academic progress? Quarter one grades just went out this week. Do our students have a clear understanding of how teachers are tracking their progress in a way that is equitable for them? If there are any learning expectations that they are not meeting, are they aware of how the teacher might allow them to master what it is they need to learn? Grades are never meant to be punitive as punishments or consequences for behavior. They're supposed to measure a student's academic success, and therefore our students should have every available opportunity to show what they know. And so these are questions that we can always bring back to the classroom as we support them. Do they have all of the necessary resources? Are they being met where they are in terms of learning styles and activities that suit their situation in the classroom? And are their learning needs being considered that might impact the culture of the classroom in a way where they feel like they can contribute? Do we understand what those teachers' expectations and demands are of our students? And are they setting them up for success within the classroom? Are there any questions on equity before we press on? And please, Dr. Taylor, if you would like to add to this particular topic, I know there's much to be said, but we want to make sure that we are supporting our students in reaching equity for them.
Yes, thank you. No, that was well said. Just know that the idea of equity, sorry, trying to get my phone. Um, it is uh, it is a journey. It is not something that you just reach and then you are able to just step out the box and say, hey, now we have equity. It is a journey because we're ever evolving. And if you're going to provide every kid what they need to be successful, not equally, like Miss Pineda said, it's what they need to be successful. Then we're going to always have to look at what we're providing and the supports we're providing and what we are doing. Who's doing it, what's being done, and how it's being done. And that is something that we have to always assess and continue to improve and work together to do it. And so that may mean that some systems need to be analyzed, broken down, revised, changed. We need to look at the way we do things, policies, practices, procedures, all of that. And although many of us may feel like this is urgent, it's overdue. It absolutely is. But we are working on making sure that people understand what equity is and that it is not something that we are affording our students. It's their right. It is their right to have equitable education. And so I'm glad we are talking about this on tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. And that takes us to our next topic, which directly ties into equity, because advocacy is the opportunity for someone to speak up on behalf of a student that is not getting an equitable experience in the classroom. If my child is not getting what they need, who are the stakeholders? Who are the people involved in their educational process that are standing up for them and going to bat for them? A lot of campuses, and with good reason, lean on self-advocacy for students, meaning that the students can speak up for themselves and ask questions and request extra help from the teacher. In addition to that, we all as staff members and teachers and supports, we are also expected to advocate on behalf of the students that may not be finding success. And the district's mission statement is to provide a safe and secure learning environment that promotes rigorous curriculum and enables our students to develop the necessary academic, technical, and work-related skills of the 21st century. Our students do not create their own learning environments beyond what they contribute. And so that means it is up to the staff, the administrators, the teachers to create those safe learning spaces so that they can find success. And that's by any means necessary. I was thinking of whether or not I wanted to share this with you all before we move on, but I think it's important. I was recalling earlier a conversation that I had had with a parent of a senior. This was some years back, and their student did not have, they had some missing assignments. And so it was getting kind of down to the wire for some activities, and they were pretty frustrated. And before the end of the call, they said, well, you know what, Miss Pineda, you can meet me outside when the school bell rings. And I was shocked and taken aback because I thought I had done everything possible to support the student's success. And so teachers, if you have had any experiences like this, please feel free to, I don't know, raise your hand in the meet or chime in. But on the teacher side, it feels like, well, you saw the grades, you know, the students saw the grades, the 5-week grade, the 10-week grade, and so on and so forth. Where was the conversation then? But then as a parent, I had, okay, thank you to Keiko. I'm not by myself. As a parent, I had to consider that level of frustration because their student, that maybe had not been the first conversation where they felt like they had to go to bat for their child that was not finding success. And it was a level of frustration that